although the legs of the criminals were broken, he was spared. Why? I believe out of special courtesy and out of some secret orders. While within 3 hours the death was not normal to have occurred. Again, when you read Bible, you'll be surprised to find this expression of wonder when Pilate was told by Joseph of Arimathea that he's dead, so hand over his corpse to us and we'll give it to the Christians for a decent burial. He said, already dead? He knew how long it took normally for people to die a slow, torturous death upon cross. But still, he permitted him to take away. Then what happens? There are secret goings and comings to the sepulchre, and an ointment is prepared hurriedly, for which preparation was already made, which contains 12 ingredients, all curative agents. Now that ointment which was prepared by disciples or apostles, all his followers, that was applied to his body. It contained myrrh, it contained some sulfur elements and other things which were known to be the curative agents of the time. And this prescription is still used by many an Oriental healer in the East as the most effective ointment for wounds. So if he had already died, then there was no question why he should have been applied that ointment. And again, there was no question of any secrecy about his whereabouts. Because if he had once died and risen from the dead, then nobody could kill him again, could he? Then he was beyond the long arm of the Roman law and the long arm of the Jewish people. So that was the time for him to come public, to appear in the public openly and defy them and say, look here, I have risen from the dead. But what secrecy? He moves about from place to place under the cover of night. When particularly requested to go to the cities, to move during the daytime, he refuses. He said no. And when he appears before some of his disciples who are surprised by his presence, they think he is a ghost. See, the only evidence of his death we find in the matters as they are reported in the New Testament at the time of crucifixion is, then he gave up the ghost. These are the words you find written in the New Testament. That means he died. Who said it, we don't know. As if somebody was watching and from some distance he thought he had given up the ghost. So evidence is a bit weak and not entirely dependable. But when it is completely rejected by Jesus Christ himself, then even a flimsy evidence like such, nothing is left of that evidence at all. When his nature was suspected to be that of a ghost by his own followers, he said, no, I'm not a ghost. I'm the same Jesus Christ, in the same body. Come and touch me. Feel my wounds. Look here, look there. I'm not a ghost. And to prove the point beyond, that he had not risen into an ethereal form which apparently looked like human, he inquired from them if they had any food for him to share. They said, yes, we are eating bread and fish. He said, please give me some. And a portion of that was given to him. So the entire scenario is speaking of who was in migration, in the process of migration. And this is a universal phenomenon proved from the Bible as well as from the Holy Quran, that all the brave prophets of Allah, although they defy all threats to their lives during the first phase of their ministry, when they are weakest, when they are told to migrate, they go into hiding. They do it quietly.
So,
Like Moses did in the dead of the night, like Lot did, they all left their country in quiet and without the knowledge of the people around. So we believe that if Jesus was true, and we believe him to be true, then he must have kept his promise of going to the lost sheep of Israel. And if you want to trace him, you must trace the course of history which the Israelites took earlier in leaving the mainland and spreading over to other places. I'm talking of the first diaspora. And when you study the history of the spread of the Jews after Nebuchadnezzar invaded Judea, then you will find them to be moving away from the mainland towards Afghanistan and Kashmir. And that is the reason why people of Afghanistan and people of Kashmir have nothing in common with the people of the subcontinent India. Their features are different, their nomenclature is different, their complexion is different, their style of life is different. And one of the British, not the British but Western scholars I read, said if you want to rebuild the life pattern of the women at the time of Moses, go to the Dal Lake and see the Kashmiri women bringing their earthen pots to the lake and fill it and wash their clothes. This is exactly how they looked, and this is exactly how they lived. So the scholars are in no doubt about the origin of the people of Afghanistan and the people of Kashmir as belonging to the same Israelite stock. So if Jesus was true, and we believe he was true, he must have kept his promise. He must have gone in search of these lost tribes and delivered his mission